Welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School as we are here for varsity contests. We already done with the JV contest, but Coach Rotifer is here with us now, so we'll talk to Coach Rotifer for a few seconds. And Coach, Josie Bryan, number 23 for Illini West, pretty good jump serve.
Yes, she really did. I mean, our girls, I don't think we're quite ready for the jump serve off the first game, but I thought my girls did a great job with handling the first jump serve they've seen this season.
Yeah, she was the only person that you guys really had trouble, like serious trouble with. Golage has a nice jump serve herself for you guys. And
yes, she does.
I think she's probably, as the season goes along, is going to be key for you as a coach to get some points offensively, isn't she?
Yes, she can get a hold of the ball and she can get a run for us, and that's what we need, a good lead, and she can serve several points in a row, and I'm confident that she will continue to improve on that throughout the season.
Well, you've had a busy season already. You had the junior high program, and you know, you had to deal with that, so you didn't really get to practice with these girls probably until, what, last week or something like that, right?
I've had 2 full practices with them this season because I had a week of overlap in junior high from high school, and then I had 2 full practices, and that's all we've had together. So
not only did you have junior high, but then basketball was still playing for high school. I know Coach Bowman's been with them, but you're out here trying to coach the girls. What kind of pressure has that put on these girls mixing basketball and volleyball, and then the coaches mixing basketball and volleyball? How hard was this first match tonight to try to just get things and get the butterflies worked out?
I think my girls were pretty confident in coming out this time because they played together last year, most of them anyway. And so me not being there put a lot of pressure on them, and I know that for sure because they were really worried about me not knowing me well enough. And I had most of them last year, so being able to just kind of step into that was really nice. And I know they're exhausted, but we've got a long 2 weeks ahead of us as we play 12 games in the next 2 weeks. So
now, you played sports in high school, obviously, and when these sports, you know, high school kids, yeah, you can play a lot. I mean, you're not very old either, so you can still recuperate quick too.
Yes.
But it's nice to have a couple weeks off in between sports. These kids this spring and into summer are getting no break between anything.
No,
in fact, they're
really
overlapping. You're not far out of school, so you look back at that. How hard do you think that is on these kids?
I think it is incredibly hard on them. I know between balancing even me going to work and working with preschoolers and then me coming back and forth across town, it's exhausting for me, and I can only imagine how they are practicing 5 days a week and then stepping into another sport. I can only imagine how they feel because it's exhausting on me, and I know it's got to be on them.
How much of a extra effort do you have to put in these first few weeks to get them out of basketball mode and into volleyball mode? Is there a whole lot of problem with that at all? You've got a few girls that play. Suter plays, and Gilfillan plays, and Sickles plays.
I think the biggest challenge that we see is getting them from basketball mode, and they're in shape from basketball, so I don't have to really worry about that, but getting them into volleyball mode may be the hardest thing because they're not with those 6 girls. It's not that group of 6 girls all the time. It's a different 5 group, and then they come to this 6 group. So having another team player on the court is a key to that working together.
Well, they look pretty good. You definitely have some skill out there. So at least as you guys look forward to next fall, because ideally we'd be back to normal next
hopefully.
year. So if nothing else, you can try to learn a lot this year. You learn the players, and they can get some basic skills that you need them to have, right, for next fall.
Yes, I'm hoping to grow a lot as a team this year, especially with me being my second year coaching and having that season in the junior high right before this, and I step from one to the next. So I hope that they can step with me and we can keep growing as a team, individually and together.
Well, Coach, I know you help with varsity too, so I'm sure you'll be down there doing some things with varsity as well. Thanks for joining us. I would have had you on in junior high, but it seemed like everything went so quick, and you only had 2 games.
Yeah,
at home.
2 or 3 home games, and that was it. It went really fast between being everywhere and then this season, and yeah, it goes crazy fast.
And it came out of nowhere, didn't it?
Yes, it did. It was like a week turnaround, and it was there. So, yep, well, I'm glad I had a little more time to prepare for this one.
Oh, I appreciate you coming up here and talking to us. We can talk to you like this after every match that we're here for if you're willing to come up and talk.
I'd even talk for varsity, too.
Okay, well, you come up here anytime you want. I know I think Coach Bowman's going to come up. She might have said something to Miles about not zooming in on her. I'm pretty sure That's what she said, wasn't it? Don't zoom in on me. Is that what she told you? Yeah, no close-ups on
No
Coach Bowman.
close-up for Coach Bowman.
No close-up.
I'll take any close-up I can get.
You'll be the camera hog for the group, huh?
That's
Is that what
right.
you're telling me? Okay.
Anytime.
All right, Coach Rutherford, we appreciate it. We'll let you get back down there, and we'll talk to you again in, 2 days, right? We're right back here on Thursday, right?
That's right.
All right, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
That was Coach Haley Rutherford for the Fresh Soft program, as we'll get everything set back up here for the varsity contest. You can see in the background BPC was doing their warm-ups as we're about 4 minutes and 20 seconds away from getting started here for the varsity contest. We'll take a break here on TSSR Game Time Live. It is a pregame show. The pregame show is brought to you by JoJo's Gaming Parlor. JoJo's Gaming Parlor offers the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH Events, live on the big screens. Come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street in Bushnell, and cheer the Spartans on to victory. We'll take a break and hear some words from a couple of our sponsors, and we'll be back here with we'll probably have a couple minutes to go, and we'll tell you the starting lineups for tonight's varsity contest here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
My MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation does more than just tape ankles.
They get us back on the court.
My MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation
helps me reach peak performance
in the weight room.
Prepares me for competition.
My MDH physical therapists and the fitness programs MDH offers help me on my road to recovery and improve my quality of life.
Come see why MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation was voted best of the best in McDonough County.
You know, you see fires on TV all the time. You don't understand what the families are really going through until you've lived it. The day before the fire, life was good. We went to bed, we woke up, and we had nothing. If it was not for Country Financial, we would still have nothing.
Welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School. Illini West at BPC to play the Spartans, the Chargers of Illini West, and they have got some size, and they have been killing the ball in warm-ups. It's all about the pass and the set, though. It doesn't matter how good you hit the ball. You have to get it to them to hit it. And we'll see if both teams are able to do that here in the varsity contest. They're doing some slides and everything here at the varsity level for Illini West. Back sets and the whole bit, hitting from the right. A couple good right side hitters. Really good middles right there, number 13, Haley Ray, a junior, driving that one home. So going to be a fun one here at the varsity level. We'll tell you the starters for both teams. For the Illini West Chargers, at right back, number 2 is a junior, Katie Kirkham. At right front, number 10, a senior, Eliza Lemaire. At middle front is the aforementioned number 13, Hallie Ray. At left front, number 15, a senior, Paige Blankenship. At left back, number 14, a junior, Ava Bliss. And at middle back, a freshman. We saw a lot of her in the first contest. She'll be wearing number 1, Josie Bryan. She has a nasty jump serve, and she is just a freshman. Whew. For the BPC Spartans, at right back, a junior, number 17, Katie Rotifer. At right front, a senior, number 21, Jevany Sickles. At middle front, a senior, number 18, Amanda Gilfillan. At left front, a senior, number 20, Maisie Kramer. At left back, a senior, number 13, Sheridan McAvoy. And at middle back, a junior, number 22, Courtney Oakman. The libero is Gracie Havens. She'll be wearing number 45 as the libero. The libero for the Chargers is number 99, Marie DeSoto. So we're just about ready to get underway here at BPC High School. Illini West here to play the BPC Spartans, the Chargers and the Spartans. The varsity contest is just about ready to get underway. Helping to bring you this contest is the Community News Brief, a free publication distributed over 68 locations in Bushnell, Macomb, Colchester, Industry, Adair, and more towns throughout the area. Provides local news to McDonough County and parts of Fulton County every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We're going to have a national anthem now, so we will follow along with that and be right back. So the national anthem is underway. I believe Mr. Rotifer is going to do starting lineups for both teams. We've already went through them, but
as we prepare for tonight's contest, a few things to keep in mind as we go about the game. All visitors should wear their masks and engage in social distancing. All spectators.
The COVID announcements being made
do not move the chairs.
prior to the
team areas behind the bench, please refrain from walking between the area back behind me. And now, our starting lineups. First, for your visiting Illini West Chargers.
I believe it's Alyssa. Is that correct, Leanne? Alyssa? Leanne Lambert helping me with names now.
Junior, Katie Kirkham. At right front, wearing number 10, a senior, Alyssa Lemaire.
Alyssa Lemaire.
At middle front, wearing number 13, a junior, Allie Ray.
Now the key for Mr. Rotifer over there is he going to play music for the starters for BPC.
At left back, wearing number 14, a junior, Ava Bliss. At middle back, wearing number 1, a freshman, Josie Bryan. And the libero, number 99, a junior, Marie DeSoto. And now, the starting lineup for your Bushnell Prairie City Spartans.
We'll let you hear what Mr. Rotifer has to say here.
A junior, wearing number 17, Katie Rotifer. At right front, a senior, wearing number 21, Jebony Sickle. At middle front, a senior, wearing number 18, Amanda Gilfillan. At left front, another senior, wearing number 20, Maisie Kramer. At left back, a senior, wearing number 13, Sheridan McAvoy. And the libero, a senior, number 45, Gracie Haven. And our officials for tonight's ball game are Tara Rupp and Jacqueline Shecker.
Tara Ruff and Jacqueline Shecker, the officials. I'm trying to decide if maybe they started different people than they anticipated. Looked like Ashanti Strange and a couple other players were down there ready to come in, and they weren't on the lineup. So we'll start with who we started, and then there may be some substitutions coming in relatively quickly. Sheridan McAvoy and Ashanti Strange were sitting on the bench as if they were supposed to start. The list we were given was not them. So they got to stand in their positions. I'm thinking there's a little discombobulation going on here. Sheridan McAvoy is one of our starters, but Ashanti Strange is not. If that was Anna Curley or Taylor Gustafson, I couldn't see the names over there that was sitting on the bench. So it's going to be Courtney Oakman coming out and the libero, Gracie Havens, coming in. Back to serve for Illini West was number 2, Kirkman. And her going to go for naught as BPC is going to get the side out right off the bat. And they'll lead 1-0. Back to serve for the Spartans, number 17, Katie Rotifer. Nice serve, short, dug, set by Kirkham, excuse me, and into the net. The hit goes for Paige Blankenship, and it's a kill as it bounced over and fell in. Back to serve for the Chargers, number 10 is Alyssa Lemaire. Alyssa Lemaire's serve as Havens couldn't get control of it, and it goes out of bounds. An ace for Alyssa Lemaire. And her squad leads 2-1 now. As Lemaire back to serve another time. Short, it goes to Sickles. Set by Rotifer. And then the hit goes into the face eventually of DeSoto on a side out. Back to serve is Jevany Sickles for BPC. The jump serve by the senior. Kirkham is going to hit it too, and that's out of bounds. A set to, is that over there? Number 17 or 13? Number 13, Haley Ray, who's the middle, but in the rotation was hitting from the right that time. Sickles gets a point. And it's going to go to Kirkham. She's going to set left side, and Sickles is going to get the dig, but the kill is going to go to Josie Bryan. One point for the illegal hit on the serve receive. A point for Ray. Another slight jump serve. Havens with the dig. Hit by McAvoy. Kirkman a bump set. Sickles with the dig. It's going to be pushed across by BPC. Kirkham comes near side on the hit. It's going to be Doug. Now Kramer's going to push it across. Kirkham now back sets to Ray, and that's not Ray, excuse me. It's number 15. That is Paige Blankenship. She hits it into the net. BPC back to serve again. This time it's going to be number 18, Amanda Gilfillan. Sickles had one service point last time. 4-4 is the score. A hitting error for the Chargers, and a nice serve there to dig it. Tried to was number 10, Alyssa Lemaire, but she couldn't do anything with it. Gilfillan gets another point, and BPC leads by 2, 6-4. A nice serve. Blankenship gets the overhand serve receive, and another bad pass, and another point for BPC. They lead 7-4. Gilfillan still on the serve. Kirkham with the set. She's going to set Josie Bryan, and she gets her second kill. And a side out to the Chargers. Back to serve will be number 3, Kate Finney, a junior. Sheridan McAvoy on the serve receive. Rutherford with the set. Kramer's going to give the free ball across. Blankenship's going to hit it. Sickles with the dig. Rutherford pushes it across from her setter's position. Now Finney's going to set. It's going to go off the deep hit, out of bounds for Ava Bliss, and a side out BPC. Checking in for BPC is going to be number 19, Taylor Gustafson. Bryan is going to push it across after a set from Kirkham. Now Rutherford is going to set far side to McAvoy, and she's going to hit it deep out of bounds. Point to the Chargers on the side out. Back to serve for the Chargers, number 14, Ava Bliss. She's got at least 1 kill here in the match. Nice little serve. Sickles with this overpass, and Josie Bryan there to knock it down. And a point for the Chargers. Ava Bliss gets her first point. It's 8-7. Gustafson to Rutherford. Oakland pushes it across and then out. That was going to go out, but Sickles received it. For Gustafson now, it's going to be McAvoy pushing it across. DeSoto comes up to get it. And a kill by Josie Bryan. It's 8-8. It's at least 3 kills for Josie Bryan, the freshman. She's a ball player, kids. Havens with the dig. Gustafson comes up to get it. Oakland pushes it across. Now it's going to be Finney setting to Lemaire, and Lemaire hits it out of bounds, side out to BPC. They retake the lead 9-8. Checking in for BPC is going to be Ashanti Strange. Number 25 is number 13. Sheridan McAvoy takes a seat. Jump serve by Strange, short, but dug into the net, and a free ball comes across. Havens has it. Rode for a back set to Oakman. A nice little slide. Now Strange with the dig. Rutherford to Sickles, out of bounds, a hitting error, and it's tied at 9. Back to serve for the Chargers, number 1, Josie Bryan. She does not look like the same player. This uniform, she looks so different. She's going to serve it in. She doesn't serve like the same player either. She's going to go out now, and DeSoto's going to take her place. Back to serve with a 10-9 lead is Oakman. Nice serve. Finney gets it up. Back row to Bliss. It's out of bounds on the back row attack, and a point for BPC as Oakman gets BPC back on the offensive board. They lead by 2. Right at Lemaire. Finney's going to bump set backwards. Blankenship's going to push it across. Strange has it now to Rutherford. Sets it to Sickles. Sickles is going to dump it in short. It's going to be set up by Blankenship, across by Ray. Rutherford has to get it now. It's going to be up by Gilfillan, I believe is who that was. Now it's going to go across. Rutherford's going to push it right back across. DeSoto there now. Finney's going to push it out of bounds, as she was struggling to get to it, and another point for BPC. They lead 12-9, and Oakman has 2 straight. Courtney Oakman, that was a hard, low serve. Finney's going to set far side to Blankenship, and she just nails it right into the net. Another point for Oakman. Courtney Oakman doing a great job serving here. Hard, low, and fast. Finney a bump set. DeSoto's going to push it across. Going to go to Sickles. Sickles chases it down, gets it across. Now Finney's going to set middle to Ray. Ray's going to have Gilfil in there, knock it back in her face. Now Lemaire's going to go up a deep, as I'm not sure she had to hit it, but just Strange was too close to let go. Now Gilfil's going to push it across again. Now Bliss to Finney. Back set to Blankenship. She pushes it deep. Strange is there again. Bump set Rutherford to Sickles. Sickles hits it into the net. A good little rally there. Both teams making some good plays, as Havens is going to check back in to replace Oakman. Oakman, a great job of serving. 3 straight points for BPC there. Her team leads 13-10. Coming in to serve for the Chargers. I believe it is number 2, Kirkham. Kirkham now on the bump set as she set to the back row to Bliss, and it's into the net, a side out. BPC leads 14-10. Checking back in is Maisie Kramer. She's going to replace number 19, Taylor Gustafson. Back to serve for the Spartans, Katie Rutherford, number 17. Bad pass to the net as Kirkham couldn't get to it. A point for the Spartans. Katie Rutherford has her first service point of the contest. Another nice serve. Kirkham sets Blankenship. Dug by Havens. Rutherford, nice set to Sickles. Sickles is going to get it, but it's going to be Kirkham to Blankenship. She's going to come near side to Lemaire. Lemaire is going to be dug by Strange. Gilfillan to Sickles. Sickles partially blocked, but Bliss is there. Now it's going to come to Kirkham, to Lemaire again, and this time Ashanti Strange can't get there. A side out to the Chargers. Sometimes it's not about how hard you hit it, it's where you hit it, and it worked for Lemaire there, 15-11. Sickles, Rutherford to Kramer. Kramer dug by DeSoto. Kirkham's going to do a bump set to Ray. Ray's going to tip it across. Havens is there. Rutherford now tips it across. Bliss gets it up. Kirkham back to Bliss. And it's out of bounds. Yep, it was out of bounds. That's a good call. Side out to BPC. They lead 16-11. And back to serve will be Jevany Sickles for the Spartans. Ashanti Strange takes a seat. Sheridan McAvoy comes back in. Deep serve received by Lemaire, and it's going to be set out of bounds and across by Kirkham. Point for Sickles and a timeout for the Chargers. We'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
During this COVID pandemic, it is important you take care of your health, especially your heart health. Do not ignore the signs of a heart attack or stroke. If you have health concerns, schedule an appointment with your provider, and always, in case of an emergency, call 911. This message brought to you by McDonough District Hospital and Blessing Health System. See for yourself why Blessing Health System is the leader in cardiology and pulmonology services. Appointments available inside MDH. Learn more at blessinghealth.org or mdh.org.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, brought to you by MTC Communications. Having slow, unreliable internet just doesn't cut it in 2021. MTC Communications offers lightning-fast, reliable fiber internet, video, phone service, and camera systems to McDonough, Henderson, and Hancock County areas. Visit mtc.crowdfiber.com to check your availability. Sickles back to serve again. DeSoto with the receive. Lemaire is going to bump it. Bliss a free ball. Havens there. Now it's Rutherford to Gilfillan. Gilfillan hits it across. It's saved by Blankenship. Ray's going to push it back across. Rutherford to Kramer. Kramer gets it to Sheridan McAvoy. A little dump is dug by Kirkham. Now it's going to go by Bliss. Now Rutherford again on the dig. Set going to come by Havens, and then Maisie Kramer, unhappy with herself, hits it into the net. A side out for the Chargers, and they trail 17-12. Back to serve is the middle hitter, number 13, Haley Ray. And she's going to hit it right into the net. Back to serve for BPC, number 18, Amanda Gilfillan. Short serve, Doug. Kirkland is going to get it to Brian. Brian now has a set. Kramer's going to hit it deep to DeSoto. Lamar Now Bliss is going to push it across. Gilfillan sets to Oakman. Now to Bliss. Dug by Gilfillan again. Rotifer's going to set to Kramer this time. Kirkham comes and gets it. Now it's going to be to Bliss again. This time it's going to be Sickles on the serve or the dig. Kirkham now. Back set to Blankenship. And this time it's going to go an overpass, but a good one. Sometimes luck is your friend. And Sickles diving to get it across the net, and it went right to the deep right corner, and nobody was there. A side out to BPC, or a point to BPC, excuse me, as Gilfillan gets the point. Gives her 4, and BPC's up 19-12. Bliss, not a good pass, but Kirkham's able to get to it. Now Rotifer has to receive it. Kramer's going to set Oakman, and Oakman's just going to push it across and right in the middle of the defense, and a ball falls to the floor. And checking in for the Chargers, number 4 is Maddie Cole. Another service point for Gilfillan. That makes 5 for the set, and BPC's up 20-12. Gilfillan to serve again, and this one's right into the net. Courtney Oakman and Sheridan McAvoy almost got it in the back of the noggin on that one, but back to serve for the Chargers on the sub will be number 3, Kate Finney, the other setter, and the 6'2 for the Chargers. It's 20-13. Finney serve falls short. Sickles gets to it though. Kramer's going to set Oakman. Oakman bumps it across. Lemaire. Now Finney's going to set to Bryan, who gets a block from Courtman. Now Courtney Oakman, excuse me. I've mixed the two names. Now Oakman's going to tip it across. Lemaire's going to push it across, and then Oakman mistimed her jump. Had a good thought, but mistimed her jump a little bit, and it's going to be a point for the Chargers, and Kate Finney gets her first service point of the contest. 20-14 is the score now. McAvoy to Rotifer, Oakman, and a block by Bliss. Now it's going to be Bryan setting Bliss. Sickles an overpass, but she got it there. Now Finney's going to set Bryan. It's going to be out. Josie Bryan couldn't get up to hit it, so she tried to just bump it across. It goes out of bounds. Possession and serve to BPC. Sickles has the ball, but she's going to give it to number 19, Taylor Gustafson. Her team leading 21-14 here in set number 1. Finney's going to set near side to Bryan, dug by Sickles. Will be pushed across by McAvoy, an overpass. Rotifer to Oakman. Oakman pushes across. Bliss with the dig. Back set to number 16. That's Haley Wood. Now it's going to be DeSoto on a hit from McAvoy. Now Bliss is going to come up, hit it. Sickles is there. Sickles is going to go right to the net. It's going to come up, and BPC can't get it across. 4 hits and a side out. So it's 21-15, and back to serve again is number 14, Ava Bliss. Sickles with the serve receive. Rotifer a bump set. McAvoy is going to push it across. Bliss is there. It's going to come to Finney. Now it's going to go a bump set backwards to McAvoy. Finney's going to save it. Back set by Bryan. Lamar gets it across. Now Rotifer to McAvoy again, and McAvoy hits it into the floor. And a point for the Chargers. Ava Bliss has her second service point of the contest. A lot of side outs, not a lot of service points here in this one, especially for the Chargers. Ava Bliss is going to serve again. That time it's Havens. Rotifer sets to McAvoy, and she's going to try and dump it. It's going to come to the net and fall short. Bliss got to it, couldn't do anything with it. A side out and a point for BPC, 22-16. Ashanti Strange checking back in for BPC. Strange's second serve has not scored yet, but she did play some good defense for BPC. Jump serve, right at DeSoto. Now it's Finney, back set to Bryan. Bryan just tips it down. Havens gets a hand on it, can't do anything with it. Another kill for Josie Bryan, and a side out for BPC. They lead 22-17. Back to serve is Josie Bryan, the jump server that served for 24 points in a 3-set victory for Illini West in the JV contest. Strange, a great pass to Rotifer, who sets Oakman, and Oakman gets it across, and it's going to go out of bounds. Great pass, great set, good placement on the hit, and BPC again gets Josie Bryan out of the contest from a serving perspective. And back to serve for BPC is going to be Courtney Oakman. Oakman serves. She served several last time. Bliss is going to get there. It's going to be Finney to Ray, I believe it was, on the kill and a side out again. As checking out is Wood. Checking in is Kirkham. Also checking out is Finney. Checking back in is Cole, as Blankenship does not come back in. Sickles is going to push it back to Kirkham. A set by Cole. Lemaire with the hit, and it's out of bounds. A hitting error and a point for BPC. And Courtney Oakman. Oh, excuse me, not Courtney Oakman. It's a side out. So it's going to be Katie Rotifer serving set point for BPC, 24-18. Serve, DeSoto comes up, and she's going to miss hit it. An ace to end set number one. BPC wins 25-18 here in set number one. We'll be right back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
As we work together to stop the spread of COVID-19, McDonough District Hospital wants you to know that your health and safety are our number one priority.
Our primary care providers are here to take care of you and your family's total well-being. Telehealth capabilities and the MDH Convenience Clinic all provide ease of access to our wide range of services.
All of this because we are committed to providing you quality and compassionate care that you have come to trust from us.
McDonough District Hospital, more than hospital care, a hospital caring.
Welcome back to Bush and Prairie City High School. If you look to the right, if you're on a computer, I think, maybe it's below the screen, you see live chat. We want to welcome Donna Giles. She watched all of our basketball games. Donna, welcome back from Belfair, Washington. Also want to welcome Chelsea Failer, watching from New Hampshire, says Go Spartans, watching Courtney and Ashanti. So thanks for joining us. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know who you're cheering for, and that goes for Illini West as well. Leanne Lambert isn't talking to me on live chat, but she is keeping me updated on names I'm mispronouncing on Facebook Messenger, so I greatly appreciate that. Helping to bring you this contest here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH is United Community Bank. United Community Bank services are designed to keep you in the game when you are on the go. With online and mobile banking that's nothing but net to friendly services you can count on from the leader of community banking. Choosing UCB is always a slam dunk. Visit a location near you with branches in Bushnell, Colchester, and Tuamacombe. UCB is a member FDIC. And McDonough District Hospital. McDonough District Hospital's athletic trainers and the MDH Rehabilitation Center with locations in Bushnell and Macomb provide expert help to Spartan student athletes in the prevention, care, and rehabilitation of all athletic injuries. Learn more at mdh.org. McDonough District Hospital, more than hospital care, a hospital caring. Just about ready to get underway with set number 2. BPC leads 1-0. I guess I ought to show that on my old scoreboard, shouldn't I? Look at that. Boop. It changes, I think. There it is. So it should be BPC with the serve here in set number 2. Katie Rotifer will be back to serve for the Spartans. 0-0 set. Scoreboard having Coach Rotifer, or Mr. Rotifer, having some problems with the scoreboard. He's not wanting to stay on 1. Kirkham's going to set Ray, and Ray is going to be dug by McAvoy. Rotifer is going to set Kramer, and Kramer just not a good set. It was right at the stand. Kramer tried to do what she could with it, but to no avail. A side out, and Lemaire is going to be back to serve for the Chargers. Sickles with the dig. It's going to go right side to Kramer. Lemaire now back to Lemaire. McAvoy is going to push it across, try to get it to the front row, and nobody could do anything with it. Gilfillan and Kramer trying to, no dice, so Lemaire is going to get a service point here in set number 2. Havens barely gets to it, but it's going to be set up to Kramer. She'll push it across. Lemaire to Kirkham. She sets Ava Bliss. She's going to tip it. Sickles is there. Rotifer now to Gilfillan. She's going to hit it deep to DeSoto. Now Kirkham again, right side to Blankenship, who's back in the game. A good hit. That's probably her best hit of the game for Blankenship. Now Sickles is going to drive it into the net. A hitting error and another point for Lemaire. 3-0, excuse me, the score here after the side out to open the contest. 2 service points for Lemaire. Havens with the dig. Set to the middle for Gilfillan. All she could do is send it across with a free ball. Ray's going to hit, and it's going to be dug by Havens. Set to Sickles on the right side and way deep out of bounds. Another point for the Chargers, and they lead 4-0. Jevany Sickles down there shaking her hands, relaxing a little bit, trying to get things going again as Sheridan McAvoy can't get to it, an ace. And another point for the Chargers, and they lead 5-0 here in set number 2. A sub coming in, Ashanti Strange, is going to replace Sheridan McAvoy. They wanted to get her for front row and wanted to just get out of service, and they weren't able to do it. Havens dig. Sickles is going to hit it deep. DeSoto digs it. Kirkham's going to give a set to, and that hit the net and was actually going out. Then when it hit the net, it went back in. Kramer did a good job of digging that. Now Kirkham's going to set Ray. Ray's going to drive it home. A kill by Hallie Ray. A point for the Chargers. They lead 6-0. And BPC is going to take a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Get dinner to the table quickly, no matter how busy your day's been. True Convection Cooking uses a fan to distribute hot air evenly and cook food faster. So dinner is ready when they are. True Convection Cooking, brought to you by Whirlpool.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, brought to you by Square Music Company. Square Music Company offers instruments, gear, lessons, service, and more. Located at 122 Northside Square in Macomb. Call the Macomb store at 309-431-5484. You can also visit the Quincy location at 725 North Hampshire Street or find them online at squaremusic.com. So Lemaire back to serve again. She served 5 straight. Her team leads 6-0. One side out as Kramer's going to push it across. Bliss is there to dig it, and she hits it as well as Kirkland setter. Now Sickles again going to drive it into the net, and it probably would not have mattered. It looked like she got into the net afterwards anyway. Another point for the Chargers. Checking in for BPC is going to be number 5, Anna Curley, and she's going to replace Jevany Sickles. Lemaire, Havens. Kramer again is going to get just to have a push. He couldn't get a good hit on the set. Blankenship, another good hit. Blankenship got set down in set number 1 by the coaching staff and Coach Dakota Lafferty. She's responded here. Or is that Hallie Wood? I can't read the numbers. Maybe that's Blankenship still sitting on the bench. I'll have to see if I can read if it's a 6 or a 15. Or 6 or a 5, I should say. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm giving all that Wood hit to Blankenship. We'll wait and see here in just a second. Rotifer to Kramer, DeSoto. I just can't see that number. And that is number 16, Wood, I do believe. Lamar, another serve. And another point. Makes it 10. Ten to nothing. Illini West. Lemaire serving again. Deep to Havens. Rotifer. Back sets to Sickles. Now Bliss is going to dump it right in front of a diving Strange. And another point. 10 straight service points for Lemaire. Sheridan McAvoy is going to check back in for Strange. They go right at McAvoy, and it results in a point. 11 straight. 12-0 here in set number 2. BPC won the first set 25-18. That one's going to fall into the net. A service error finally stops the serve for Lemaire. Back to serve is going to be Jevany Sickles for BPC. Bliss struggles, but Wood's there to help her out. Bliss is going to knock it back across. Sickles, as the set's going to go to Gilfillan. Now it's set to Bliss. Bliss is dug by Sickles. Now it's going to be Rutherford pushing it across. Now Kirkham's going to back set. It's going to go down the line and in. And it is number 16, Wood, on the kill. And it's 13-1. Back to serve is number 13, Hallie Ray. Havens with the serve receive is going to go to Gilfillan, and she's going to knock it out deep out the backside. Hallie Ray is going to get another point. 14-1. Completely different contest here in set 2 from what it was in set 1. Rutherford to McAvoy. She's going to push it across. Lemaire is there. Kirkham now going to front set it to Bliss. Bliss is going to drive it. Sickles is there. Going to be pushed across by Kramer. Now Kirkham's going to back set it to Wood. Wood's going to retreat and hit it across. Rutherford was there. Now bump set to Kramer by Havens. Ray to Kirkham and a hit by Bryan. Now Bryan's going to get it. Now it's going to come near side to Bliss on a set. It's going to hit the net, bounce out of bounds. A hitting error by Ava Bliss. And a second point for BPC. They trail 14-2. Back to serve for BPC is number 18, Amanda Gilfillan. And the tip by the Chargers falls out of bounds. Gilfillan is going to get the first service point of the game for the Spartans. DeSoto. Kirkham gets it. Nice job by Bliss to get it across. Now, Kramer has to react to a set that didn't come to her. She tried to get there but couldn't. A side out back to the Chargers. Hallie Wood, back to serve for the Chargers. Her overhand serve received by Havens, set by Rutherford. Oakman's going to tip it across. Kirkham now is going to set it near side to Bliss. Bliss goes right at Rutherford. Sickles saves it. Can Havens get it across? She cannot. A point for the Chargers. They lead 16-3. First service point for Hallie Wood. Haley Wood. McAvoy. Kirkham is going to back set. Nobody was there, though. The play that Kirkham was setting and the play that the hitters were running was not the same, as Josie Bryan was not there, and a setting error occurs. Back to serve for BPC, number 19, Taylor Gustafson. Deep to DeSoto. Kirkham going to back set to Ava Bliss. Ava Bliss is going to drive it right off of Gustafson out of bounds. Another side out, and it's 17-4. Back to serve is Ava Bliss. Right into the net, she serves it, and a side out back to BPC. Checking in for McAvoy to serve for BPC is Ashanti Strange. DeSoto. Kirkham's going to go back row set to Wood, and Wood's going to get a back row attack kill. And a side out, 18-5. Josie Bryan back to serve. Now she's not served a service point here in varsity competition. She had 24 in JV competition. That's a good overhand jump serve, but it gets across by BPC. Kirkham's going to set near side to Lemaire. Lemaire is going to hit it to Gustafson, who can't do anything with it. And that first service point for Josie Bryan comes right there, and it's 19-5, excuse me. Ooh, rolls right up and smacks Gustafson in the chops. And another point. It's 20-5 and a timeout charge to BPC. We'll take a break as well here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
McDonough District Hospital's Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center was built for one goal: to strengthen women's health services in the region's premier facility. Our dedicated staff, past and present, delivered generations of MDH babies, and now in the new Women's Center, our staff is ready to deliver the next generation and beyond. Come visit the Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center and see for yourself the MDH difference.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. This game brought to you by Heil Enterprises and Heil Trucking. They can take your product down the road, near or far, and also offers top-notch heavy-duty truck and trailer repair. The second-generation business continues to grow and continues to support BPC athletics. Stop by and see Danny or Travis on Route 41 south of Prairie City. Call them at 309-775-3333. And Country Financial agent Shelly Poston. See Shelly Poston at Country Financial to learn more about the best ways to protect the things that mean the most in your life and get started on a plan for a comfortable future. Contact Shelly Poston today at Country Financial, 309-772-3003. And Josie Bryan back to serve again. She's got 2 service points, and her team leads 20-5. Wood takes a seat. Cole comes in for Wood with her team up 20-5. Josie Bryan's going to serve deep. It's going to float on her. Out of bounds, a service error, and a side out to BPC. DeSoto will come back in to replace her. Checking in for BPC will be Gilfillan. Back to serve will be Courtney Oakman. Deep serve right at Cole. Kirkman a back row set to Bliss. Strange had to get it. Might have been out, might not have been. I don't blame her for getting that at all. Now Kirkman right at the net. Sets Ray, and she hits it just past the 10-foot line. A definition of a kill right there for Hallie Ray. And back to serve is the setter, or one of them, number 2, Katie Kirkham. Gustafson gets it to Rotifer, and Rotifer is going to get called for the lift. And that's probably a good call. It's not a good call if you're the Spartans, but it's the right call. Kirkham's going to serve it to Strange. Rotifer's going to bump set it up to Kramer. No, that's Sickles, excuse me. Sickles gets it across. Kirkham can't do anything with it. A kill for Sickles. And Katie Rotifer is going to serve again for BPC. Maisie Kramer checking back in for the Spartans. 22-7 is the score. Big time run needed for BPC. Got to start somewhere. It's an ace by Katie Rotifer. It's only the second service point of the set for BPC. Kirkham back set to Lemaire. Dive, a nice dig by Strange. Sickles now knocks it across. That pass, that's going to be, I thought that should have been 4 hits, but maybe not. Kramer across to Cole. Cole blocked Kirkham, and nobody else got to the ball, and it's a side out, or another point, excuse me, for the Spartans as Rotifer continues to serve her second service point. Threw that one a little too far out in front of her, so she let it fall to the floor. Deep serve out of bounds. Side out. 2 points away from sending it to 3 here in the varsity match as well. Illini West won the last 2 to win the JV contest. Illini West trying to do the same thing here as Lemaire back to serve. Sickles with a dig. Rutherford sets across to Maisie Kramer. Dug back there. It's going to be Cole setting near side to Ava Bliss. Bliss is going to be dug by Havens. Rutherford's going to push it across. Lemaire get the dig. Cole sets it to Ray. Ray's going to push it across. Strange with a nice dig. A nice up by Gilfil and pushes across by Maisie Kramer. Now Kirkham's going to set Ray, and right there is Gilfil with a big block. And BPC finally coming to life a little bit here as they are trying to claw back in. If they can't get clawed back in, at least maybe they can stem the tide and return to favor in set number 3. They're down by 13, 23-10. Only got one side out remaining before this one's over. Ava Bliss is going to set it across. Kirkham's going to chase it down. And Lemaire is going to knock it out of bounds from the back row. Another service point for Sickles. Her first of the set, and it's 23-11. Jump serve by Sickles, right at Bliss. She can't really control it, but Kirkham's going to track it down, and then Lemaire is going to hit it right down the line. BPC thought it was out. It was not. A side out kill for Lemaire from the back row. And Hallie Ray, a chance to end it here, 24-11, set point, and a chance to send it to 3 sets for Illini West. A jump serve by Ray. Sickles, Rutherford to McAvoy. Dug by Ray. Kirkham to Bliss. Bliss is going to go off of Havens. Sickles will get there. Now Rutherford is going to push it across on a free ball. Lemaire now to Kirkham. Back set to Cole, and Cole's going to hit it off of a diving Rutherford out of bounds. A kill and a point, and we're sending our way. Ready or not, here we go. It's set number 3 coming as BPC loses set 2, 11-25. We'll take a break here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We'll be back in just a minute.
My MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation does more than just tape ankles.
They get us back on the court.
My MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation
helps me reach peak performance.
In the weight room. Prepares me for competition.
My MDH physical therapists and the fitness programs MDH offers help me on my road to recovery and improve my quality of life.
Come see why MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation was voted best of the best in McDonough County.
You know, you see fires on TV all the time. You don't understand what the families are really going through until you've lived it. The day before the fire, life was good. We went to bed, we woke up, and we had nothing. If it was not for Country Financial, we would still have nothing.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We're heading for 3 again here in the Varsity contest. Helping to bring you this contest on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, is M&B Furniture. Bushnell's only furniture store will be celebrating its 60th anniversary in June. M&B Furniture is a mainstay in the community and offers top-notch customer service, free delivery within 40 miles, and the best in-home appliance repair in the area. For everything you need to finish your new home or replenish an old one, stop and see the fine folks at 41 West Main Street, or find them on Facebook, Instagram, or on the web at www.mandbfurniturinc.com. You can also call 309-772-2111. And Webb Family Farm. Webb Family Farms has been growing corn, soybeans, and Spartans for 5 generations. Nathan, Lisa, Jamie, Cyrus, Terry, and Linda wish all BPC athletes good luck this season. And, of course, Farmers and Merchants State Bank of Bushnell. For over 100 years, Farmers and Merchants State Bank of Bushnell has been serving the local community's needs for personal and business banking, as well as agricultural and home lending. Stop by the main branch at 484 East Main Street or their drive-up facility on Cole Street to learn more. F&M is a member FDIC and an equal housing lender. In Hensley Grain in rural Bushnell has a long family history of taking an active role in the Bushnell Prairie City School District and especially Spartan athletics. Good luck, Spartans, in 2021, and enjoy your shortened athletic campaign. So 43 seconds remain before the start of set number 3. it's all or not here in set 3, just like in the JV contest. BPC dominated set 1 here in the varsity level, and then were dominated in set number 2. The JV contest in set 1, Illini West jumped out to a big lead, 10-0. BPC came back and won that 25-21, and then lost the second 2 sets, 13-25, 19-25. It was 25-18 here in the first one, and then 11-25. It's right off the bat a passing error opens things up as Kirkham is going to get the serve and the point for the Chargers. So second service point. Overpass. Now it's going to go to Lemaire on a kill, and there's nobody in the deep left corner. Breakdown in defense, and the Spartans are going to make a quick change as McAvoy and Strange change places. Going to be some lack of communication here. I mean, you're going to have that. Now an overpass again. Kirkham's going to come up and set. Not sure who that was supposed to be set to. Lamar's going to bump it across. Rotifer has it. Now Strange to Sickles. Sickles is going to push it across. Wood, a bump set by Kirkham to Lemaire. Lemaire finds Strange. Set to Rotifer. Sickles. DeSoto with the dig. Now it's going to be Bliss bumping it across on a free ball. Rotifer's going to set to Gilfillan. Wood received it overhand, and nobody else can get anything really done with this. Kirkham got it up in the air, but nobody else could get to it. Gilfillan ends the short run, and it's 2-1. Rotifer to serve, a let serve, and it's going to be a point for BPC, and we're knotted at 2. Rotifer gets her third service point of the contest. Deep, DeSoto. Oh, Kirkham does a good job of getting to it and getting it up in the air. Bliss, and a nice dig by Havens. A bump set by Strange. Sickles hits it across. Now Kirkham's going to back set to Wood. Wood's going to tip it and abuse the block. She just tipped it right into the block of Sickles. And Sickles couldn't really do much about it. She didn't hit it hard enough to send it back, and it just fell right down the block. Lemaire back to serve for the Chargers. Havens to Rotifer, who just pushes it across. Lemaire is going to get it to Kirkham, and she's in the net. That's a good call. Her foot was across the line, and her back was in the net. A side out to BPC, knotted at 3 apiece. And the senior, Jevany Sickles, back to serve for the Spartans. Deep serve to DeSoto. Kirkham's going to come, set near side to Ava Bliss. And again, abusing the block is didn't hit it real hard. Gilfillan was there, but too far away from the net, and the ball falls between the block and the net, and it's going to be Hallie Wood back to serve, and McAvoy comes up as it fell about 3 feet inside the 10-foot line. It's a great serve by Wood, and her team now leads 5-3. Look for this one to go deeper. It does. Havens is there, though. Rotifer on a set. She's going to set Kramer. Wood to Kirkham. Back set to... That's Ray serving, excuse me. Wood is still in the front row. She's the one that just got the kill. Know what I say, not what I... Or know what I mean, not what I say is Hallie Ray is back serving. Haley Wood just got the kill. Gilfillan. Now it's going to be Kramer again. Wood with the dig. Kirkham's going to go to Bryan. Josie Bryan drives it into the net. A hitting error, and it's an 8-4 contest now. 6-4, excuse me. 6-4 contest. Back to serve for the Spartans is Gilfillan. Deep to Lemaire. Kirkham. That's deep and out. Yep, it was out. Yeah, it was out. That's a good call. Josie Bryan hits the ball a ton, having a little bit of a hard time here keeping the ball in bounds. She had 3 kills or 4 kills in the first game or first set, but has struggled since then to keep the ball in bounds. Hitting the ball very hard, just a little long. Gilfillan with the point. Now Lemaire. Rodefer to Oakman. Oakman gets, now it's going to be Bryan, is set to Bliss, and Bliss drives it off of Sickles. A kill for Bliss, and it's 7-5. The Chargers have a 2-point advantage. It's Wood serving. Back set to Kramer. To Soto. A nice pass to Kirkham, who goes to Bryan. Bryan dug by Sickle. Now it's going to be McAvoy with the hit. Wood with the dig. Ava Bliss with the hit, and that's going to go off the block of Kramer, and Bliss with another kill. And a point for the Chargers. Wood another service point. Give her 2 for the match. McAvoy. Back set to Oakman, and she can't get to it. Havens gets it. Rodefer sets to Kramer, and Kramer drives it into the net. It's 10-5. The score. 1 set apiece here in the game. McAvoy. She's going to have to push it across as Haven bumped it to her. Now Kirkham's going to set to Bryan, and Bryan's going to go off the block of Oakman, and a kill for Bryan. That gives her 5 unofficially for the contest. Wood's going to have another service here. She's got 4 straight service points. Sickles, McAvoy. Rodefer's going to have to do a free ball across. Kirkham's going to set Bliss. Bliss is going to drive it to the deep left corner, and a kill for Ava Bliss. 12-5 is the score. Checking in for BPC, going to replace Jevany Sickles, is number 5, Anna Curley. Short right in front of Curley, who just came in a contest, an ace for Wood. He gives her 6 straight service points. McAvoy then goes after it. Curley's going to try, and it's going to be a free ball by Rodefer, and it's going to be, that was out. Lamar just saved him, and they get it across. They will. Havens is there. They got to get returned as Illini West. Now Oakman's going to dump it. Lemaire is there for the dig. Kirkham to Bliss, and another kill by Bliss. That's 3 kills in this set for Ava Bliss. Kramer's going to push it across. Lemaire is there. Kirkham's going to set it to Bliss again. And a Bliss again. Deep left corner. Another kill. It's 15-5. That's 4 in this set. Sickles is going to replace Curley again as those two come in and out. Wood, a short serve. McAvoy's an overpass. Kirkham's going to get it to Bryan, and Bryan's just going to do a little tip kill. Gives her 6 on the night. Ava Bliss has 4 in this set. It's $16, and then a hitting error. 17-5. That's 10 straight service points for Hallie Wood. A timeout for BPC. Helping to bring you this contest is Bushnell Banking Center. Bushnell Banking Center, located at 360 South Green Street in Bushnell, offers full-service banking and loan services for all of your banking needs. Come visit the Bank of Friendly Service or call them at 309-772-2345. Good luck, Spartans. Bushnell Banking Center is an equal housing lender and member FDIC. Also, McDonough District Hospital. Thank you for voting McDonough District Hospital Rehabilitation Center as best of the best in McDonough County. Let their experienced and dedicated sports medicine and rehabilitation staff show you why MDH has been voted the best of the best in 2017, 2018, 2019, and again in 2020. 3 convenient locations to serve you, 2 in Macomb and 1 in Bushnell. That's the McDonough District Hospital Rehabilitation Center. So the first whistle for the timeout. And BPC trailing 17-5 here. They had it was 7-5 when Wood started serving. She serves 10 straight points now. Bliss has 4 kills in this set. McAvoy, Rodefer going to set it to Kramer. Lemaire, Kirkham's going to set near side to Bliss again. And Bliss is going to be dug by Sickles that time. Rodefer goes far side to McAvoy. And McAvoy will abuse the block. And it was Kirkham and Brian there for the block. Cole and Finney come in. Back to serve for BPC is number 19. That is Taylor Gustafson. Finney with the set, Bryan with the hit, and it goes right off the forehead of Gustafson. A kill for Josie Bryan. Back to serve for the Chargers, number 14, Ava Bliss. Bliss's serve, Havens, Rodefer to Oakman, and Oakman gets a kill of her own. 18-7 is the score now. Ashanti Strange checking in for McAvoy. She'll serve now for BPC. See if she can get her jump serve working. Her team needs to get back in this in a big way, in a hurry, if they want a chance to win this in 3. And it does not. It goes right in the net, a side out. A service error for BPC. Back to serve with that aforementioned jump serve is Josie Bryan. It'll be her first serve of this set. She's only got 2 service points here in a varsity matchup. Ashanti Strange is going to have it pushed across by Rodefer, and they're going to call another illegal hit. Josie Bryan serve, and it's 19, make that 20, excuse me. 20-7. Josie Bryan with the deep serve. Gustafson puts a hand up to try to save herself, and nothing doing. It's 21. To 7. Having a little problems with our scoreboard. I apologize. Josie Bryan again with a serve right at Havens. Rodefer is going to push it to Oakman. Oakman will push it across into the net. Doesn't get across. It's 22-7. That's 3 service points for Josie Bryan in a row here. Her team is 3 points away from a set and match win, but she's going to serve it into the net that time. A service error, and Oakman's back to serve for BPC. Oakman has 3 service points on the night. That was Ray to Finney. Ray's nice dig by Strange. Out to Soto on a Sickles hit. Sickles trying to push it across, and she can't get the job done. 23 on a side out. And Bryan comes in for DeSoto so that a sub could come in for the Chargers. That sub is number 17, Addie Clymer. We'll take a break here on TSSR Game Time Live. A timeout charge to BPC.
Well, we were camping, and then I got a phone call from my neighbor and said that we got hit by a storm. He said, you better come home because there's no roof. He said, I look up and see the sky. He didn't know what you were going to do, where you're going to go, but Venture Financial took care of us.
We anticipate something that we hope never happens, but when it happens, we are there to make good on our promise.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. Look at a very happy huddle there for the Chargers of Illini West. They lead 23-8, and they have the serve, I do believe, if my memory serves me correctly, after a side out. BPC played very well in set one, and then the wheels kind of fell off in set two, and they've really struggled here in set number three. Back to serve for the Chargers, Kate Finney. Her team needing 2 points for a victory, and it's not going to get it there as it's a service error. Side out, and Katie Rodefer is going to be back to serve for BPC. A lot more communication on the Illini West side than on the BPC side, as things tends to happen when things go your way. Another kill by Wood. I should have kept track of hers as well, and it's set point, and she's going to go back to serve. Actually, that's number 18, Marissa Newman, with that kill. Rodefer to Gilfillan, and off the block, a nice dig by Lemaire. Rodefer gets it as it went across. Now Sickles going to send it back across. Finney to Cole. Bliss for the kill and the win. Not going to happen this time. Havens back sets to Sickles. Sickles, Primer gets it up. Now Bliss is going to hit it again, and it's going to go off of Havens, but it's going to go back to Sickles on a nice set. It's going to go deep out of bounds, and that's how the contest will end. 25-9. The Illini West Chargers get the 3-set win over BPC. We'll take a short break, and we'll be back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
My MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation does more than just tape ankles.
They get us back on the court.
My MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation
helped me reach peak performance.
In the weight room. Prepares me for competition.
My MDH physical therapists and the fitness programs MDH offers help me on my road to recovery and improve my quality of life.
Come see why MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation was voted best of the best in McDonough County.
Get dinner to the table quickly, no matter how busy your day's been. True convection cooking uses a fan to distribute hot air evenly and cook food faster. So dinner is ready when they are. True Convection Cooking, brought to you by Whirlpool.
Welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School. Time for the JoJo's Gaming Parlor post-game show. JoJo's Gaming Parlor offers the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also, on game nights, check out the TSSR Game Time Live events presented by MDH live on the big screen. Come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street in Bushnell, and cheer the Spartans on to victory. So look at what few stats I am able to keep here as we try to keep the scoreboard up. As we said, it is 2-1. The Chargers get the win over BPC. 3 service points for Katie Rodefer, 7 service points for Amanda Gilfillan, 3 service points for Giovanni Sickles, 3 service points for Courtney Oakman. 3, 5, 10, 11 of those service points came in the first set. For the Chargers, 5 service points for Josie Bryan. She had 7 kills unofficially. 3 points for Katie Kirkman. 1 for Kate Finney. Alyssa Lamar, 12 service points. Hallie Ray, 2. Ava Bliss, 2. She had 4 kills in the third set, and 11 service points for Hallie Wood in the victory. So as you can see, we have Coach Rodefer back in front of the camera. She liked it so much she decided to come back and join us again. Well, not too unlike the fresh soft contest. You guys came out, played really good in the first set, and then things kind of filtered away a little bit for the varsity squad.
Yes, I think they got a little tired after the first set, so then they weren't ready to come back for the second one. But I feel after we get another practice under our belt, we'll be a little better for Thursday.
Yeah, and the nice thing about getting the first one out of the way is you can see the things that you need to work on.
Oh, for sure.
The one thing I noticed is when you start having some problems, how your lack of communication seemed to go, whereas you could hear the communication. Even in set one, when things weren't going for Illini West, their communication was good. When you guys kind of started losing the momentum, the communication left a little bit, it seemed like.
Yes, they do get really down on themselves, which is something we're trying to work on, and because you have to communicate with each other to be able to play the game. And for them, it's more of a mental thing. They get down on themselves, and then they stop talking to each other.
Yeah, and that's a problem. I mean, almost every team has that problem. That's it's not just a Bushnell thing or an Illini West thing. It's just a high school thing.
Yes.
I think you have to work on that, and the good teams figure out a way to get through it. And you guys showed some sparks, though. I mean, you did some good things tonight in both games, but some people played well. I thought Katie Rodefer played pretty well for you guys at the setter position. And Gilfillan had some big blocks for you up front. It seems like that looking, we're just in the first game, but Maisie Kramer is Katie Rodefer's escape clause, so to speak.
Yes.
She backset her a lot from the right side on serve receive. Is that something planned, or would you guys like to see her maybe set left a little bit more on that?
A little bit of both. I think they really work well together, and they understand that if the set's a little off, or the pass is a little off, the set's going to be a little off, so Maisie's always right there to pick her up because they've got to work together, and that's another part of the communication. They just know that they're right there. She's right there to help her. I'd rather them do that than try to force something that's not going to work.
Right. Illini West has some big girls. They can hit the ball pretty hard. Your block wasn't horrible tonight. I didn't feel like you guys got in position, and when you had problems with the block, was the soft hit that kind of abused the block by just going against it and falling down on the floor.
Yeah, they weren't quite ready. They aren't quite ready to be able to read the girls' hands yet. But I feel once they are able to read the hands of the hitters on the other side, our blocks will be phenomenal.
It's a block is important to get to the net and get the hands forward to the net, so there's not that room for the ball to fall down between the net and the ball, or net and the hands, right?
Yes, and it'll help the defense in the back row to be able to. It slows the ball down a little bit to give them a little more time to get there, or it'll deflect the ball completely. So,
you see how both teams have some not rotational issues as far as where they were supposed to be when the ball was served, but as they rotate into defense from offense and from offense to and from defense to offense, both of your teams had a little bit of. They had a hole here that the ball would fall in. You could tell they looked at each other and knew somebody should be there, but just a lot of that has to do with you haven't had a ton of practice. You had to mix it with basketball. That stuff will come along, don't you think? I mean, for you guys especially, but also for every team throughout the state probably.
Yeah, and ours personally is a little bit different than last year because Coach Bowman being a new coach, and we changed things up a little bit from last year. So once they get a little more comfortable with it, I think they'll have it down pat. And once we get a couple more practices, they'll fully understand it and be able to do it.
Well, we'll see what one practice will do, because you guys are right back for a game on Thursday night here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Thanks for coming over and joining us again after the varsity contest, and we'll talk to you, I guess, Thursday night. It's just right back at it.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Coach. So we'll get Coach Rodefer back on Thursday night. We're back here, as we said, a lot of stuff going on now as we're back into the pseudo fall sports. This week looks like this for TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We have high school volleyball tomorrow night at West Prairie against Havana. And then that'll be Greg Phelps on a call and Grayson Welsh on a camera. Also tomorrow night at 5:30 p.m., Ethan Hunt will have John Burton with him. And we'll have West Prairie volleyball, 7th grade sectional action at Colchester in the middle school gym. The 18th, we have high school volleyball here at BPC as the North Fulton Wildcats come to town. I'll be on the call along with Miles on the camera. And then on the 18th. It's 8th grade sectionals. West Prairie's hosting that as well at the middle school. They can't have fans, so that's why they're hosting all that stuff at the middle school. IESA is having postseason, but no fans. So that's Ethan as well, and Kenny Suter will be on the camera for that one. And then I know that the Macomb game is a road game, but I went and got everything fixed up so we know where we're going to be and how we're going to set up for the varsity football game against Macomb at Macomb High School on Friday night. We're going to go on a little early. Macomb's going to do some stuff a little different. They're actually going to do senior night on night 1. I was talking to Mr. Horrell, the AD, and he just wants to get it in so all the seniors are there and they can make sure they all get their senior night. So that's a pretty cool concept. We'll go on about 6:30 for that, and then we'll show some pregame warm-up and stuff like that, and then do a pregame show as we get ready to go for the contest. We'll have Miles on the main camera way up top. Chris Frankhauser will be on color. Jeff Borders will be on play-by-play. We'll have Kenny Suter there, and then we'll have John Burton and Madison Calvert on sideline cameras for that game as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of cameras, a lot of excitement. I know that the MHS pep band is going to be there. So we're going to have all kinds of fun on Friday, trying some new stuff. So bear with us. We should have plenty of internet, we hope, and everything should be good. So we look forward to bringing you BPC high school sports and West Prairie high school sports and Sparklones high school sports the rest of the year. Thanks for joining us here tonight. BPC loses to Illini West in the varsity contest, 18-25, 25-11, 25-9. We'll be back here at Bushnell Prairie City High School on Thursday. West Prairie Junior High and High School volleyball tomorrow night here on TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. We'll talk to you again very soon. Thanks for joining us.